Hi, everyone. In this podcast episode, I'm going to share how simple and practical self-realization is and to demystify the concept of enlightenment or self-realization, because it can in fact be made into a concept when it really is the most natural thing that we can do is to realize the love that we are. And I'm going to share with you how self-realization is in fact love realization, and that there's nothing that we need to earn or prove or strive for to come into the knowing of the love that we are. There's nothing that could ever add to our infinite worth in embodying the love that we are. This is the very nature of our existence. It is the fabric of our being. And when we realize how simple this is, it's more a matter of, am I allowing this in this moment? Am I allowing the truth of who I am? Am I embodying this now? Am I resting in this knowing? So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the journey of how I came to this realization, and it was in fact had a lot to do with you guys. Of course, on my Instagram and Facebook on Sundays, I have a Sunday book club, and I ask my higher self or Yeshua to guide me towards a book that they want to share with a collective that's going to be receiving that message. So recently, this was this last week, I believe. What time? Yeah, I'm not the best with time. Okay. It was recently. I asked my higher self to guide me to the book to share for the Sunday book club, and I was guided to the book One with Life, which is such an amazing book. And I was also guided to the book A Course of Love, another wonderful book. Both discussed a similar theme of universal love. So I'm going to share with you this quote from One with Life. So George, the author of this book, says, "The most profound love is born of oneness and shines no matter what. Love is not about someone else. It is the ineffable fabric of who you are. Realize this by realizing what is left when you realize all you are not. This is why it's called self-realization. It could just as easily be called love realization. This transcendent love has no borders or conditions. When you can sense your timelessness, you can sense it everywhere, within everyone. You must first realize it within yourself. Universal love isn't possible until you realize we are all manifestations of the same consciousness." And this is the quote by A Course of Love. "In your world, love has no meaning until it is attached to a particular thing. And as soon as love is attached to a particular, love's opposite is brought into existence. While you refuse to look upon this simple fact, you have no hope of change, nor does your world. You who think, what harm can come of loving this one above all others? Think again. For you are choosing not to love, but to make special. And you are choosing but to make love's opposite real to you and those you claim to love. For your refusal to give up specialness is your refusal of the Christ in you and a refusal of love itself. And that's by A Course of Love, first received by Marie Perron." So after these readings, I received so many reminders and images of quotes and sayings from enlightened masters, including what I have channeled from Yeshua. I was amazed at all the synchronicity and how they were all using slightly different words but pointing to the same truth. In this moment, it just felt like I was surrounded by this, and I was able to integrate the awareness of what I have been integrating for years, and to feel it so deeply, the embodiment of this. And to me, that's how the journey goes, is first we have that awareness, and then we integrate that awareness, however long that may take, and then we have that moment where it's like we feel the truth of it deep in our bones. And I think self-realization or love realization can be made to be more complicated at times, when in fact it's rather simple. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to seek, nothing to heal. So much of the spiritual journey can feel like a quest to become something, when in fact it's really a shedding into the love that was always there. Love is the realization of who we truly are in the absence of what we are not. Growth, expansion, and creation is beautiful, and it is ingrained into our being as an expression of the creative force of the universe. But we can choose to expand from a place of wholeness, completeness, and oneness. There is no longer a need to chase love or seek love, because love is already here, in us, as us, in everything. It's universal. In truth, we hold a treasure house of love within us, and are surrounded by love through every corner of the galaxy in every moment. And if you're feeling full-bodied chills, there's an activation that's coming through with this as well. This love is always present, here, now. It's never something to search for outside of us, though it can certainly be mirrored back to us in oneness, along with the perceived barriers that we hold against love. There's nothing to do. Just be the love that you are. Yeshua has told me this again and again. The first time I heard it, I was baffled. What do you mean there's nothing to do? Life at that point had been a series of feeling like there was something to fix or heal, learn, or achieve. Even on the path of self-realization, there can be a sense of striving, taking courses, reading books, absorbing wisdom, as if enlightenment is something to earn or achieve. While of course there is nothing wrong with growth and expansion, it's beautiful to follow what lights up our soul. As expressions of divine universal love, we don't need to fix or heal something that is perceived to be lacking within us, and this is the key. There is a powerful shift that occurs when we grow and expand from a space of wholeness and completeness, aligned with the truth of who we are, and allowing unconditional acceptance and love to flow through us, as us. When we are just being the love that we are, there is no resistance, no need to figure anything out, no need to fix anything, no need to control. We are an embodiment of divine flow, and the most magical synchronicities happen from this space. We are one with life and moving with the flow of life. There's nothing to add to the completeness, the wholeness that we already are. How could you add to infinite love, to infinite treasure that is already complete, yet is expanding from this completeness in every moment? In the space of there's nothing to do, just be the love that you are, it is a complete undoing of all the conditioning that says we have to strive, achieve, or prove anything to anyone, including our own inherent worth. The shift from being to doing is huge, especially when we have been taught that progress comes from effort. But when we align with love and just be the love that we are in the flow. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is smooth sailing, but whatever we may encounter on our path, we can meet from a space of unconditional love and acceptance. The doing then arises from being, instead of trying to reach being through doing. And the mind may resist. It wants to do, it wants to categorize, to label, and to label some relationships as more important than others, which overlooks the infinite ways in which love can appear. And this isn't to say that romantic relationships aren't beautiful expressions of divine love. If this is a desire of your soul, that is absolutely beautiful, and I completely resonate with this as well. Often when it is a desire of the soul, it means there is so much to experience and express there, and this relationship can be the sacred space for our greatest expansion. This also isn't to say that some souls you meet don't instantly feel like home. And this also isn't to say that love is within you and now you can be hyper-independent and don't need anyone. What I am saying is that love is infinite. Love is universal, and you have space for all of it. No expression of divine love is more important than another. There is no hierarchy. Love is love. whether it is being expressed in the form of an animal companion, soul family, a divine partner or soulmate, a stranger, a family member, a tree, a crystal, the elements, galactic family, spirit guides, a mentor, teacher, Gaia, birds, or any animal. There are literally an endless amount of ways in which infinite love can express, and we can welcome and embrace divine love in all forms. I'm going to take a breather here because I'm getting emotional, all the love that I'm feeling. It's like when you're in this state of being the love that you are and realizing that love is all there is, and really feeling into the infinite expressions of love. It's this feeling of being surrounded by love and being one with love in all forms. And it's just, it feels to me like coming home. I think that's the best way I can describe it. It's like the truth of our being. And when I am in this state of oneness, of universal love, it feels like home. It feels like pure, unwavering, infinite love. It is beyond the body and form, yet form is included in this space. It feels like stillness, a very fluid energy, where I am seeing the form and yet feeling beyond the form into the oneness of all that is, and the oneness of every being. When I see this energetically, I see the white pearlescent energy of Source. Divine love is not bound to one person, but radiates universally. And many spiritual teachings have echoed this truth. The Gita teaches that the yogi or self-realized being sees me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Eckhart Tolle said, "True love is the recognition of yourself in another." Rumi said, "The one I love is everywhere." I love that. Deepak Chopra said, "If love is universal, no one can be left out." God, that's so important at this time especially. Sadhguru said, "Why only love one person when you can fall in love with the whole universe?" Ramana Maharshi said, "One who knows the secret of that love finds the world itself full of universal love." Oh. Ram Dass said, "The greatest thing you can do for another being is to provide the unconditional love that comes from making contact with that place within them that is beyond conditions, which is pure consciousness, pure essence." Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Enlightenment is when a wave realizes it is one with the ocean. And that ocean is pure love. That's universal love." Yeshua was also telling me that morning that I was guided to these books, that love is the magic, and it exists within every breath, within every moment, within every cell of your body, within every atom of the universe. In truth, love is all there is. This is your power, and all that you could ever need is within you. Yeshua has also told me before that you hold a portal to the infinite within your very being. And George Desailos, who wrote the book I previously mentioned called One with Life, said to me one day something that really stood out to me, that he is in a love affair with all of existence, yet he also knows that through one person, all of existence can reveal its splendor, infinite possibilities. And to me, this is a perfect example of this and that, of seeing that love can express in all forms, that there is no hierarchy, that love is all form. It simply is. It's the nature of existence. And it's just coming into that realization. It's just being aware of it. And then when we're aware of it, it's really welcoming that and embracing that. And isn't this so liberating that true love, which is your very essence and the essence of the universe, is free? It doesn't demand exclusivity. It doesn't measure or compare. It doesn't label or try to add limitation to infinite, universal love. It simply is. In its sheer magnificence and magnitude, it exists as the most powerful force in the universe and the fabric of creation. Love simply is, as a sacred essence of existence that created the whole universe and designed you as an expression of love in its pure perfection. So now, instead of asking, how do I love more? Or am I self-realized? I ask myself, am I allowing myself to rest in the love that I already am? And I ask myself this again and again throughout the day. So one day I reflected on what is beyond I love myself or I judge myself, because really that is a splitting into fragments. Who in fact is the I that is loving? And who is the myself that is receiving that love or that judgment? And what is beyond this? And when I sat with this, I heard my higher self say, I am. And Yeshua chimed in, I am that I am. And to me, that I is consciousness, and that am is existence. And that's the heart of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. That's the first perceived split, is that creation from the I consciousness, the divine feminine, the void, the womb of creation, to the am, the masculine, the existence, the action, that spark. And when we come into this I am, or I am that I am, love simply is. And when I feel into that space, there is silence, there is stillness. There are no words needed to describe the indescribable, ineffable nature of your being. These are all these words that I'm saying now are all just different words pointing to the same thing. And people often have a theme of contemplation in their life, something that guides their soul, a question that has been on their heart for as long as they can remember. Maybe it's, what is our highest potential? What is enlightenment? What is the purpose of this life? Why are we here? For me, it has been, what is love? These are all different questions that may as well be asking the same thing. All these roads lead home, not as a destination, but as something that is beyond words and can only be experienced. There is no time needed, as this realization doesn't happen in linear time. The truth of our being, the love that we are, is available to us in every moment, here and now, to be realized. Self-realization or love realization isn't about becoming anything. It's about remembering that we have always been that which we seek. Rumi once said, close your eyes, fall in love, and stay there. When I read this recently, it sent chills through my body. Such a simple invitation, no effort, no searching, just being in love, but as the essence of existence itself.